Coach, congratulations on the win. What was it like hearing the crowd erupt when Chelsea Gray's name was called and she was put back on the board?
Felt like my heart. I think everybody was just super excited for her. Yeah, she's the leader of her team, you know. Yeah, and I thought she did wonderful too, so.
Becky, too, if possible. Obviously, you come in here at the end of every game, and I think the focal point has been defense for the past 5 or 6. I think 3 combined points in that first half for Jewel and Skylar. Kind of, what did you see from your group defensively on the perimeter?
Just locked in, better physicality, better pickup points. You know, you could tell it was a priority for them. There was a sense of urgency, and that's what we need. Really starts with that pressure up top. Where it's not like you're trying to zigzag them, but they don't just get to come down to the 3-point line and then start running offense. They got to run it a little higher.
And then second one for me, again, not just talking about Chelsea today, but beginning kind of last game and kind of previous game before that, you've made small tweaks to the rotation. When you're making these changes to the rotation, are you looking for a change to kind of appear in the stat sheet? Are you looking for an energy feel, or is it just a certain energy, or is it a certain feeling that you and that coaching staff are looking for?
You talking about overall, just with something, or why I changed the starting lineup, or
changes in the rotation as a whole? Some people have fallen out of rotations, people are first off the bench.
yeah, a lot of it is just by feel, whatever, you know. Like we had intended on taking Jackie out probably a little earlier today, but she was cooking, so we took KB out. You can call audible changes, you know, maybe you go in with one plan and then something else happens and you go to plan B or whatever. You know, I think the biggest thing is just we're starting to get, you know, Chelsea's, just her presence is such a calming factor out there. You know, she gets us some layups, gets us some point paints, and I can draw stuff that I know if there's even a threat of an opening, she's gonna get it to them. So it's a real luxury to have her on the court. But I thought, obviously Jackie's scoring the ball, but I thought Plum's overall game with her defense and the way she distributed the ball, just a really, really clean floor game on both ends for her. Obviously Asia got cooking a little bit late. But you shoot better when you take open shots. So we had some good looks tonight.
Coach, what was different for you guys in that fourth quarter for Asia Wilson to go on that run?
I don't know, I wasn't overall thrilled. I was so mad about the turnovers and the silly stuff, but just getting Asia in space. We drew a couple ATOs for her just to see if she could, you know, start turning the corner, and she did. She's really tough when she comes out of that right corner because she gets her dominant hand. And her ball handling has just, you know, continued to get better and better. She's just making the right choice. People are getting, you know, slapping her. She's just been really strong with it. Sometimes she goes up with them on her. You know, she just finishes through contact. So, yeah, I mean, at some point stuff is going to break open. So you just keep pounding the ball and playing the right way and making sure we're getting good looks with our ball movement and body movement.
Becky, 2 straight wins tonight over one of the best teams in the WNBA. What does this do for your team from a standpoint of going into Friday against one of the top teams in this league?
2 straight wins. Overseas, what?
No, just last one. 2 wins for you guys, and you're going into a game against one of the better teams on Friday.
I mean, we're just worried about us right now. We have our own plate. We're still trying to separate the food on. But, you know, Connecticut is a team we know is going to come in here. Connecticut's going to make you beat them. They're never going to beat themselves. That's why they're so good, is they're just solid in what they do. Their identity is very sturdy in who they are, how they want to play. And so for us, it's just next team up. We got to start rolling off some wins here. We got to take care of this last game at home. And move on. This is a nice win, but we gotta move on. The games keep coming fast and furious.
So at practice, you said you were gonna evaluate Chelsea on the fly, kind of see where you go from there. What is your overall evaluation? I know you said you were thrilled with how she played tonight, but is that minute count gonna go up right away, or is it still just easing in?
She's really not, I mean, like I said, we have a general idea, but I probably ran her at a little longer than I thought I would, but she looks fine, so I let her go. The original stint was like 2 to 3 minutes. I think she was out there for 4 or 5 a couple times, so I'm good with that. As long as she feels good. I will be talking with her very shortly to see how she feels right now. See if she has any soreness or anything like that. We just want to make sure we don't put her in a bad spot. We want to make sure she's as healthy as possible.
Anyone else in the room? All right, we will go to Zoom for 2. Jordan, go ahead, and then Kevin.
Hey Becky, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask about Tiffany. She got the start tonight. Just tell me what you liked seeing from her on both ends of the floor.
Oh man, I like her speed for sure. Her ability to get downhill. She gives us another gear. You put KP, Jackie, and her out on that perimeter, all of a sudden we get really fast. So she's still learning our stuff, but the idea was just to help get KP and Jackie off the ball just a tiny bit more so they can get it on the second and third side. We know she's a 3-level scorer. Just like her energy, her juice, she always plays hard. So I thought she did a really nice job, really solid for us tonight. And then, once we get fully healthy, all of a sudden we start building a pretty good bench. It kind of gets everybody back to their normal spot with, the appropriate minutes spread out, and we can go play.
Thank you.
Kevin.
Coach Kevin with Fuel Sports Network. 2 questions for you. We've seen how well Chelsea got back into the lineup, and we've seen the difference in the team. When can we expect KB back in the lineup, knowing that her defensive presence is huge for this team? And secondly, what do you feel that Jessica Carter is going to bring to this team aside from her height?
I mean, for KB, we're just trying to get her back healthy. She's a little ways off. She hasn't done any practices yet, so when she gets back in the flow of things, we'll see where she's at. But it certainly adds another wing with size. One thing that KB has always done ever since she's been here has been a really good cutter for us. So we're missing some of that cutting. Jessica was just about adding some size at the level of physicality that we have. The teams that have traditionally given us a little bit of problems was Dallas with those bigs, and then obviously JJ's a handful. So we just wanted to get bigger, more physical backcourt.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations on the.
Actually, sorry, Nikias, I just saw your hand go up. Do we have time for Nikias?
I was out 10 minutes for the guys.
Close us out.
All right, thank you, Coach. Just in terms of Chelsea's usage, it was a mix of pick and roll, but it felt like a lot of work was hers, like an elbow hub and things like that. Was that just a matter of working her into the offense more slowly versus giving her the higher on ball usage, or what was kind of the thinking there?
It was just putting her in a spot where I could use her eyes. I didn't need her feet doing a lot. Putting her in that spot. She's deadly from mid-range. So I just wanted to get her the ball at the elbow area with good real estate, and then just let her make reads. Similar to what we were trying to do with Candace a lot of times last year, just the bigger point guard, putting our best passers, and then letting them make reads off of pistol action or whatever. But I thought it would be less work for her there than trying to break people down off pick and roll the whole time, which she can do, obviously, but I was trying to make her workload a little bit less. But thank you for noticing that, Nikias. Appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, thank you, Becky.
Thanks,
Right there.